What a remarkable turnaround here in Sylhet as Pakistan have turned a daunting chase into a genuine possibility and keeping things happening as we head into the final day. Let's see what they've done with the bat in hand with a target of 347. Well, they had to bat the whole day. The openers, tried a bit, came in with intent but were dismissed. And then Shan and Babar took the onus on themselves, were looking good with the partnership, but then they were dismissed too. And then the seniors also coming to the party in Salman Agha and Rizwan. As it stands, 316 for 7 are Pakistan. Well, hello and welcome everybody. This is Ace Developer presents Straight Drive. Turn your investments into lifestyle. This test match has already got happening, and I've got happening senior statesmen with me to talk about it all. Ramesh Raja and Azam Khan.
Senior statesman, I take offense to that.
Oh, okay. Evergreen, young and evergreen.
Young,
yes,
absolutely, and happening.
Young, happening and evergreen. Ramesh Raja and Azam Khan. And they've kept it young at heart, and with the performances also, Pakistan happy with that so far?
Yeah, I mean, so dragging Bangladesh into the 5th day is a bit of a success, but they were always up against the wall. You know, this was such a steep challenge. Still is. Actually, Rizwan is still batting out there. So, I mean, anything can happen. But right now, it's Bangladesh, what, about 80-20? And so they've got this covered.
Yeah, and they did put up a fight, and the game is moving like a seesaw.
Right. I mean, if you look at the resistance put up from that pair of initially Babar Azam when he batted earlier on, but the real threat came from Rizwan and Salman Ali Agha. They were there for 224 deliveries. But once the second new ball were taken, we were hoping that the seamers will do the trick, but it was Tajul Islam who picked up first, picked up Salman Ali Agha, and then he picked up Hassan Ali. So things are moving in the direction, but they'll be a touch disappointed not to clean up Pakistan now on day 4. Credit to Pakistan, but as Ramesh said, Bangladesh is still in a pretty good position.
And why are we giving credit to Pakistan is because mainly of 2 partnerships, and one of them was a real threatening one as far as Bangladesh are concerned. Here are the partnerships, 92 between Babar and Shan, and that one, Salman Ali Agha and Mohammad Rizwan, 134. They took full control of proceedings.
Yeah, I think they made fist of things, and which is the way to go. I mean, both are sort of elderly statesmen and happening statesmen for Pakistan. You know, Salman has played 25 test matches and Rizwan with 43 games, and they batted beautifully actually. Because the real threat was spin, the real threat was the pressure of the runs, of the run chase. And after a jittery start, I thought Rizwan batted well, and Salman Ali Agha was flawless. I think his batting against spin is pretty decent, always. And they tried their hand, and somebody really had to continue and maybe get 100. It could be Rizwan, but he now has to bat with the tail, and so he's been utterly heedless when it comes to farming the strike. He's quite happy to expose them to the strike area, and it hasn't worked with the second new ball. But this was a good effort, you know, a lot of singles, rotation of strike. They weren't looking for big shots. It was just basic cricket that was played about surviving the onslaught from Bangladesh, and did a seriously good job.
Yeah, for the 6th wicket, you know, these 2 putting up their hand, and the wide arrows as we were seeing tells us that how many singles they took. Talk about soaking in the pressure, they were doing it.
I think when we saw that earlier partnership between Shan Masood and Babar Azam, it gave everybody an indication that the expectation of wear and tear on this surface, even you don't see the bowlers follow-through marks when you see those dark patches. There's none whatsoever on the surface, which shows that this pitch has held itself very nicely. When it does that on day 4, then the batting is still very good for batting. Conditions were absolutely brilliant. Under tremendous amount of pressure, yes. Then the other partnership, I think more, if you look at the ratio between runs scored in terms of balls faced, 224 balls. I think that's the key to this partnership. They managed to hang on for a longer period of time. And the pitch looked flatter. The bowlers were bowling okay, but there was nothing happening for the bowlers. And when that starts to happen, then the batters feels a little bit more confident to play a few shots. That full credit to that pair. Yes, a rotation of strike was very crucial.
And they did that. They did that very well. But Pakistan seniors are coming to the party, doing their job, and Bangladesh bowlers needed to do something. Taskin Shoriful without wickets. Rana, couple of wickets for him. Miraj gets one, but Taijul has turned it on yet again. 413 bowling, 31 overs. Ramesh bhai, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the credit has to be given to Shanto because he got him bowling with the new ball, and I thought it was a mistake, but it turned out to be a master stroke. The catching was outstanding. Yeah, I mean, that catch at Gully was superb, and then the one at short leg was even better. This is Azam then misreading the straighter line. And Miraj generally bowls well on a good surface, and this was a bit unlucky, squeezed down the leg side. Terrific catch by the keeper though, and this was a good breakthrough. And then South Shakil just a bit airy-fairy around that off-stump area and was forced to play away from the pad. This was an important catch, really was an important passage of play for Bangladesh because this was turning out to be a goodish partnership. And then he got a beauty, played the wrong line, the wrong angle, the wrong spin. It had nothing on it. And that's what you get when you employ a spinner with the new ball. There are natural variations. So some will stay straight, some will spin. And I think that is where Tajul was really good.
He certainly was. And, Athar bhai, how happy were you with the sharp catching, be it Miraj, be it Litton, Joy, Shanto?
When you try to field on a day which is very good for batting, your fielders had to excel, especially in the catching department. I thought they did really well. I mean, we saw Litton Kumar Das even in the first inning diving to his right or diving to his left and picking up a beauty earlier on. I think Joy was absolutely stunner because never easy, but the ball was dying down and he took it like inches off the ground. The catch down the leg side by Litton Kumar Das, as Ramesh said, was an excellent one. And when you see that happening, it gels together and it just uplifts the whole team up because it was difficult to pick up wickets. So you need something special in terms of the catching department. I thought they did really well.
Well, yeah, something they had to step up, and both teams did. And I think it bodes really well for Test match cricket overall. Ramesh bhai, your thoughts?
Absolutely. I think when you have a target and a milestone in mind, when you want to win against an established Test team, then you punch above your weight. Then you become, better than what you've been in the circuit. And that is what we saw with the fielding of Bangladesh today. Everyone was eager to become a hero. And it just showed how the team has gelled and have come out there to sort of outstrength Pakistan. So from that point of view, it's such a good thing that has happened to Bangladesh cricket. Not only have they changed course and by preparing such pitches, but also the way the fielders have handled themselves. They're not shy at targeting and challenging Pakistan. Gone are the days where they would be a bit timid and relent. And today, this team is eyeballing Pakistan and will go on to eyeball a lot of established units in the world circuit. So that's good from Bangladesh and especially from Shanto. Right. I think he's led them in the right direction. He's a fabulous captain. I absolutely like him because whatever changes that he makes, whatever field sets, it makes a lot of sense.
Right. They're putting some thought into it. And speaking of eyeballs and direction, well, for you guys, it's time for a short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Ace Developer Presents Straight Drive. End of day 4 here in Sylhet of the second Test match, but it's pretty good and still alive. Welcome back to Ace Developer Presents Straight Drive. Turn your investments into lifestyle. Well, speaking of the Test match being alive, let's have a look at the summary and see how it has panned out so far. Bangladesh inserted to bat 278 thanks to Litton's rescue through that century, and in response Pakistan 232, Rana and Taijul 3 for each. And then Bangladesh take the lead through Mushfiqur Rahim's 137 and Litton 69, 390. 437 was the target for Pakistan, 316 for 7 with Rizwan unbeaten on 75. Still need 1-1 to win with a full day remaining. Ramiz Raja and Athar Ali Khan alongside. It's fair to say, Athar bhai, that the turning point was Taijul given the new ball?
Well, usually when you have the likes of Nahid Rana, we know he is raw pace, and he does not really bowl with the new ball. We see Shariful Islam and Taskin Ahmed, and that was not that we were not expecting that. But there has to be a plan, and once again it goes to Shanto, who's taken that catch. In terms of captaincy, he's made some very crucial decision at crucial times, and it has turned out to be a successful one. So you got to hand it to Taijul Islam, yes, but more importantly, I think it goes to the captain, because remember, the most win by a captain for Bangladesh in Test cricket is Mushfiqur Rahim, who's got 7 wins in Test cricket for Bangladesh. Shanta has already has 7 in the bag for him, and if he goes on to win tomorrow, then he'll have more wins than any other captain, and he hasn't captained too many matches. So I think he's a brilliant captain. He foresee what needs to be done. But yes, Taijul Islam was the trump card with the new ball.
He was. Ramesh bhai, remember we were talking and it was a Shariful over that they took the new ball and we were thinking Taskin or Nahid will come from the other end. Surprise element?
Yeah, it did surprise me, but I didn't know that Taijul has the strength with the new ball, because it's different. It's quick through the air, and I said, the natural variations, off the surface helped him create that gap between bat and pad. And to Hassan Ali, he spun the ball more, but credit to Shanto clearly, because he read it differently, and once again, he outsmarted Pakistan.
I think also what was noteworthy was when the second ball was, he didn't bowl too many overs, but the degree of turn that he was getting from the second new ball was quite amazing. He got the one that came in with the arm that knocked him, Salman Agha, over, but the one that got Hassan Ali actually turned quite sharply. Even the ball before that he bowled to Salman Ali Agha, the wicket-taking ball, that turned sharply. So with the second new ball, he looked much more effective.
Yeah, but he certainly was. Now, I just want to pick your brain on something, Ramesh bhai. Rizwan in the middle, after that 134 partnership, Agha dismissed. And then, taking singles of the first delivery of the over, Hassan Ali was struggling, but it's not on him.
Yeah, I just couldn't understand. In the first innings also, he was not trying to protect the tail. And here again, Pakistan are in no rush to get those 100+ runs, because it's occupying the crease and sort of, just calming down a little bit and trying to protect the tail enders, I think. But, as I mentioned earlier, is, utterly heedless. He's not convinced. I don't know whether gloves should have been sent asking him to maybe look at the other option, which is, to protect them. And because there were 15-20 minutes left when Hassan Ali was not protected. And it's just strange. I think somebody will have to really knock some sense into him.
Well, and it's required because there's a full day remaining in this test match, and which is tomorrow. And you still can't say which way it will go. 121 to get, 3 wickets in hand. We start 9:45 a.m. in the second test match of the Just Bangla Bank series here at the Sylhet International. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us, and it has been exciting and promises much more tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining. This was it at Ace Developer Presents Straight Drive. Turn your investments into lifestyle.